to talk about. Who doesn't make it at this point, do you think? Does everyone make it from here, or you think RFK Jr.?
Are the nominees?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early. They got to get out and have the hearings and others. But I think, somebody's always fall. Gates was never going to make it anyways. But
Welcome to Inside the Delegates, November 26, 2024. How are you guys doing today? On this channel, we talk about everything going on in the news, things going on the internet. And if it's something you are interested in, please do not forget to subscribe at the end of this video. Thanks to my return subscribers. Let's jump right into it. Yes, guys, that was Kevin McCarthy talking about my gate. Yes. Yeah, I remember him, Kevin McCarthy. He was the Speaker of the House before he got, yeah, I remember by my gate. And I believe ever since then, Kevin McCarthy, every opportunity Kevin McCarthy got, he always talked down on my gate. So when Donald Trump nominated my gate, Kevin McCarthy said my gate was not going to be confirmed, because he did not have the vote. You know what I mean? And if you remember, he was so specific, like it's not going to happen. And there you go again. He said that again. I'm gonna play you the rest of the clip. Well, Kevin McCarthy, he enlightened us about this tariff facet of a thing, and he, took us right in Donald Trump 2.0 agenda. You know what I mean? So let's go listen to what Kevin McCarthy got to say about my gate, and about Donald Trump's speak, and about the tariff that Donald Trump just announced that he is going to put tariffs on Canada, and he's going to put tariffs on China and on Mexico. And Kevin McCarthy got this to say. Let's listen, then we are going to unpack all on the other side.
Yes, like that pick in 333. I hadn't even heard of this, but it sounds good to get into. Have you seen this?
Deficit.
Yeah, deficit get to 3% of GDP, 3 million additional barrels of oil per day, and 3% GDP growth. Can it be done?
it can be done. But you know what? You can never achieve anything unless you set out a goal and a mission. What was our goal during the last 4 years? What was our deficit supposed to be? What was our growth supposed to be? You put these out so people can focus and attain them. And now people know where to work towards. I like the idea.
But so much to talk about. Who doesn't make it at this point, do you think? Does everyone make it from here, or you think RFK Jr.?
Are the nominees?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early. They got to get out and have the hearings and others. But I think, somebody's always fall. Gates was never going to make it anyways. But the others, I think the country likes what he has picked now. And I think the senators sitting down with him, I think they all have a very good chance of making it.
Tulsi Gabbard makes it. Pete Hegseth makes it.
Yeah, I think Pete makes it. I think Pete's turning the corner. And I think you have to look at Pete in a combination of who's going to be the number two. And this is the way the president thinks. The president looks at, he's going to have a big say in a lot of this, and who's going to be logistically transforming the Defense Department. And he's got a couple names out there that's actually what they look at. And Pete would be doing another job as well.
What do you think of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency?
I love it.
Can we get at some of the, they lay out, Vivek and Elon lay out all of these issues that sound like massive, massive waste. Is there that much waste there? Can it be stripped out?
Yeah, because when was the last time you looked at it and get into these internal fights? It's kind of the challenge that we had when the Soviet Union collapsed. No one member is going to raise their hand and say, close my military base.
Why didn't you do this, Kevin, when you were Speaker of the House?
You know why? Because I proposed and the president said no. I actually was putting into it that's called a BRAC, a base realignment and closure. This is exactly what we're proposing. This is exactly what we are going forward on. In the debt ceiling, I proposed to the president, because this is the right time to do it. Each party and the Senate nominates one. They put a plan together, and then you vote it up or vote it down.
Like
no
Simpson
amendments.
Bowles, but that got voted down, and nothing happened.
Then you have the ability to do it. But now you've got a Vivek and you've got Elon actually making the case at the same time and letting the public in on it. That's the best thing. That's like going into a business and saying, give us your opinion, right? Tell us where there's waste.
Because that will make the public in turn put pressure on the members of Congress to look at ways.
And it's not partisan, so it's
focus
not coming from one side, right? And everybody can have an idea. And tell us where it's at. One person doesn't know everything that's happening in government. You really want the people inside and the outside that interact with it. And with technology today, why aren't we utilizing that? Why is it easier to get a car from Uber and rate the driver and rate the person who rides in it than for a veteran to get an appointment for a doctor and rate the doctor? And what you would do is you would slim government, but you'd be more efficient, you'd be more effective, and you would provide a better service to the constituent. And every dollar you save is not government's money.
So
it's
what
the
about all of
taxpayers.
these things that people keep saying, oh, the civil service is not going to be allowed to do that. You can't make as many cuts. But you understand government inside and out. You think it can be done.
Look, what DOJ puts together is not going to be lock barrel, this is what's going, because policy have to vote on it. But the structure will dictate the behavior. And if you started inside, the other side would just fight with you, no matter who proposed it. This is on the outside. This is asking the public to come in. The debt has gotten so large, you keep plussing up government every time there was a crisis. I mean, in the debt ceiling, we cut $2 trillion. You thought it was the worst thing on earth. No, you had to go much further, but we could only look at 11% of the entire budget. They walled everything off. Now you can look at everything in a perspective of somebody on the outside and giving us better efficiency. I think that would make the case stronger when you first go in, that it's not partisan. You might not get 100% of it, but I'm telling you, if you get 50% of what they're proposing, the country is in a much stronger position than we
25%.
were. Yeah, I'm excited by it.
Do you think that with all these different cross currents that were, tariffs were announced, or on day one he's going to try and do some of these things?
Yeah, but did you read what he announced and why? I think this is very important.
Yeah, with immigration and fentanyl. And
Immigration and fentanyl.
I got it.
So what are you saying? It's
But
gonna
with
start
all
day
these,
one.
I'm just wondering, and with, and Scott Bessent said he's going to get the tax cuts extended and do the no tax on tips, do all those things. Don't a lot of things have to go right for us not to reignite inflation and scare the bond market? Wouldn't you? I'm surprised the bond market it's very strange the 10-year yield keeps going down, because it's supposed to be at 5% by now from fear of Trump.
No, think of this. When he says to stop fentanyl, think what fentanyl is doing. It's the number one killer of Americans between the ages of 18 and 45.
Right.
But think about the ages between 18 and 45. It's the years you're most productive, the years you reproduce, and the years you serve in the military. It is the most critical time for a nation. So if this is the number one killer and he's stopping that before he even goes into office.
With the tariff, no one thought that with the tariff and illegal immigration.
That's why you should look at it. Then he's stopping immigration. Will they go into effect? No, if he's successful, they won't even go into effect. What the president is telling you, he's going to focus on America, but he's going to use every single tool he has in whatever negotiation you're talking about. That's why the world is going to be reset. That's why it's going to be a safer place. And that's why we can attain all those goals we set out. But when you're defending the number one age generation for the future of the currently serving, and you're stopping it's all coming directly from China, that's a direct attack on America. That's going after those who serve in the military. It goes after our most productive years. It goes after the years that you reproduce. That's really a big attack on your economy itself. So I wouldn't worry about the bond market. I'd be excited about, I'm stopping that. So the generation that's doing all the work right now is healthier, more productive, and going to live longer and
Yes, guys, there you have it. That was Kevin McCarthy. He's trying to explain in depth to those that are still confused of what Donald Trump is doing in terms of putting Elon Musk and the other guy on this agency that they're about to create just to, clean up the government. And I love the fact that that lady was like, why didn't you do it? And Kevin McCarthy was like, oh, I introduced it, but the president said no. Someone needs to fact check that, because if us, I don't know which government, which president actually, gonna say no to a plan that you are going to save for the government. So for him to say that, I do not think he was expecting that question to be thrown at him. So he just have to brush it and put the blame on the president. And who's the president currently? Joe Biden. But hey, I hope you guys understand what he's trying to say. Y'all know Kevin McCarthy ain't got no job right now, so he's trying to stay relevant. So by him coming up to say something, he was so adamant that my gate was not gonna get confirmed, and he was right because now my gate's personally dropped out. But do y'all understand what he's trying to talk about? The tariff, how it's going to work. The only thing I would say, yeah, is that like to make this generation to be healthier with these drugs that is coming in, you know what I mean? Because it says something between age of 18 to 45. That is the productive year, right? Which is absolute, which makes sense, right? And in a way, for this generation to be healthier, I think everybody are in for it. But that's the tariff that Donald Trump want to put in, that's what is actually scaring people. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think as usual? Let's continue the conversation down there in the comment section, please. Let's respect ourselves while we comment. I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye for now.